Hey, good morning everyone. It is November 4th and it is 7:41 right now and I'm heading to the ferry. Ooh, look at this. I'm here in Port Dixon, if you guys should already know that. And I just checked out of my hotel room. Like I was saying yesterday, I'm not actually scheduled for the 11 o'clock, but to leave until 11. But the person that was selling me the ticket told me to show up at 9, and then the guard said you really need to show up at 8 o'clock because everybody shows up at 9 and it's better to get here early. So I'll find out when I get there how long. Needless to say, I'll still be waiting till 11 o'clock. So I am not that far from it. Ooh, that's a nice building. Look at that building. They got plenty of lights too. It tells me to go through here, but then I just end up over here. Yeah, this is a nice little art walk here. I like how they do the buildings. Ooh, that's a nice turtle. But that's the plan, guys. We're heading to Sumatra. And here's where everybody's waiting already. Baggage. I need to get stamped out. All this fun stuff.
Bimbi Bonita Tereja.
Well, I'm just waiting around now. Definitely everybody did start piling in here early, and I know why. The reason why is because there's like buses that pull up. There was a bus that pulled up and unloaded. I forgot to get my VIP ticket, which Doug suggested I did for a few more dollars, but that's all right. It's just, you know, you load first, you get better seating, all that. That's okay. I'm down here with the peasant class because I myself am a peasant. But yeah, no, it's fine. It's just a lot of standing around waiting. They're very friendly here. It seems disorganized just the way that, because of the tools that they're actually working with. You know, there's probably a better system that they could get in place, but they're doing the best they can. Very friendly, very helpful. So I have no complaints. It's just a little confusing for like probably a foreigner that shows up here, but I was prepared for that just because Doug was telling me more or less how it is down here and also some of the reviews. I was like, oh, okay, it'll be a little confusing, but they're doing good for what they got. Well, I made it through the Malaysia side, so I'm heading towards the ferry. Yeah, that was a lot of waiting, a lot of waiting. I'm not really sure if you need to actually get here at the, but she said the 8 o'clock. You could probably show up like 9 o'clock. I mean, it's just a whole lot of waiting, but yeah. So I'm through immigration on the Malaysia side. I'm gonna be getting on the ferry here. And for the ones, everything was pretty simple. Everything was actually really simple. It was just a lot of waiting. That's all it was. I got it stamped out. Now I'm just heading to the ferry. It's a nice view though. Look at this. Here's the boat actually. I was thinking it was this one. But the Majestic. Down here? Huh? Okay. Just waiting till they load up. Excuse me, sorry.
Tujuan kemana? Dumai Tanjung. Mas, dari kosong. Bismillah. Botek.
No way?
Boarding pass?
Oh yeah. Okay, thank you. Go over towards the window here. Well, we're off and running, and looks like we got 5 hours ahead of me. One nice thing is they do have the electrical hooked up, and they just served dinner like right off the bat as soon as we got going. So it looks like we got some chicken here, a little bit of vegetables and rice. So I can actually use it because I didn't eat breakfast. I went out the door so quick that I skipped breakfast. I'm like, I'm hungry, but yeah, Doug told me that they served the lunch here. So everything was 208 ringgit just for the ticket, 20 ringgit for the bicycle, and then I think I ended up getting overcharged on luggage because they only weighed one of my pieces at first, and I was like, no, I got 3 pieces. Then they weighed the other 2 pieces, so I think that came out to 17 ringgit. And if they would have weighed it all together at once, then it would have probably been cheaper, but I don't know. So it's still not that expensive. It was less than $5 for all my luggage and stuff. So yeah, 5 hours to go, guys. I downloaded some YouTube videos though, so I should be set even without a signal. And I wasn't able to upload yesterday's video in time, so that's gonna have to wait till I get there, get a SIM card and all this. So peace. Well, we're finally here. We're going up to Tanjung Bulai. And yeah, it looks like there's some rough roads actually. There's some it was some rough waters getting here. Everybody was getting sick on the and you know, throwing up and stuff. Even me, I had to hit the restroom one time, and that's why I was laying down. I was just like laying down in between the chairs, so that helped me a little bit. But yeah, it was a little rough, but it's over. The time is, hang on, let's see what time it is. I think there's a difference of an hour in here in Indonesia, so it says 3:47, so I think it might be actually 2:47. So yeah. Anyway, we're here. Getting past the initial, all the people. So I'm stuck in no man's land. Two people before me getting to get, you know, my visa and stuff. The machines all decided to break down. That's going on 2 hours now ago. 7 people working on it. They can't figure it. Yeah, going on 2 hours now. 7 people working on it. They can't figure it out. There's 1, 2, 3 of us that are just stuck because they can't let us go forward, and there's nowhere to go behind. I mean, that's all water back there. So immigration went ahead and left anyway, so that means the person that to register my phone, my IMEI number with, they took off. So I have no way of registering my phone, and I guess tomorrow I can try and go to a place that'll do it for me, or go to an immigration office, but that leaves me without a functioning phone for a while, which is going to be really fun. Anyway, so I'm stuck here in no man's land. I don't know how long I'm going to be stuck here with the other 3, but they're trying every single laptop, every single thing that they can, and they're just not getting anywhere. So yeah, I'm stuck here for a while, I think. And the sun's going down, you can see. And I did not get a room, so it's gonna be fun. So they never fixed the problem, so right now they're loading us all up to take us to another immigration office to see if we can do it over there on the main computers. And now we're loading up on the van. We're gonna go over to a different immigration office. I guess getting all my stuff in the van. It's funny, one of the porters tried to hit me up for a tip because he was holding on to my bags for me. I'm like, man, not right now. So I guess they're gonna try and load my bicycle up on this. I don't know. And then we're gonna go over to the main immigration office, and from there try and actually get registered in. It's 8:20 and I just got out of immigration's. I'm going back to a cheap hostel down the way. Not hostel, it's a hotel, but it's like a 1-star. I mean, a serious 1-star. Thing is it's way too late to even try and, even get out of town. What a headache that is. Disclaimer, the officers are very friendly and everything. It's not their fault that they just have malfunctioning computer systems and stuff. They really didn't want me filming them because, well, obviously it's kind of embarrassing, but they were very, very, very friendly, very helpful, but regardless, it's just a headache. So I'm gonna go try and see if I can get a bed at a crappy hotel. Well, I'm trying to get a break between the music here. I'm down at the waterfront with little cats. Yeah, I'm down here actually at the waterfront. I couldn't take myself to paying $12 for a really crappy roach motel. So I was like, I'm not gonna do that, especially when it's listed for like $4 on, it's listed for $4 on Agoda and Booking.com, but as soon as you go in there, they're like, no, we don't accept those. And I mean, I already read the reviews anyway. Anyway, it's just turning into a crap night real fast because I'm not finding a spot to camp. I'm like right in the middle of the city, and I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do. I might just camp right here. Just throw up my tent somewhere here in the dark and just chain up my bicycle. But yeah, that whole process just took a ridiculously long time. It's just, anyway, that's it for me, guys, for the night. I'll shoot a little with my tent up if I put it up anywhere around here. I'm gonna try and scout out a little bit longer. Anyway. Yeah, I appreciate this, Doug. You're a lifesaver. The park I was looking at, I was getting ready to camp in, was a really busy What'd you say? It was like a super busy like park, and I would have been like right in the front of everyone. I was like, I hate to do this on the very first day before I can get the feel of a country, you know. Go free camping in a city. You know, I have no problems with camping. I just like them to be a little more naturist, you know. But no, this is awesome. They're like super friendly here. You know, and yeah, no, they couldn't have been more friendly. And actually, it's pretty nice for 80 ringgit. I mean, 80, well, excuse me, 80,000 ruple, you know, per night. So I got it for 2 nights with a little bit of ruple I did have on me. Pretty nice, though. And my bike's inside, by the way. This is actually inside. All right, Doug. Thank you. You are the man. You are the man. Yeah, so I got it for 2 nights. This actually allowed me to actually explore the town just a little bit. I got to go over to get my phone registered. Also do some things like get some money in my pocket. And yeah, that's basically it. Pretty sure there was something else I had to do. It's just slipping my mind right now. So that's it. I'm indoors. I'll upload a video here in just a minute, and which will be the last 2 days, not today, but the last 2 days. So you're probably wondering what's going on. You're probably saying, hey, weren't we just in a park just a second ago? So why is he standing on a balcony outside a hotel room? Well, guys, my man Doug came through again. Old Planet Doug is a blessing all the time, man. He basically, the hotels I've been to, like, are the ones that are listed. Doug knows the ones that are not really listed, you know, like on booking.com and stuff like this. And he was able to pull this one up for 80 ringgit a night for a fan room. Not like that cockroach hotel for 200 ringgit a night. Not ringgit, excuse me. I got to change the ruple. 200,000. So it comes out to, it's actually like $6 for every 100,000. So it's like $12. To keep it simple, I just remember $5, you know, for every 100,000. That way I can go 5, 10, 15, 20. But anyway, yeah, so he found this spot for, basically, he put down 80,000 ringgit being $7.50, but I do believe that's not correct. Let me double check. Yeah, I don't know what Doug was saying about $7 and something. It's $5. 80,000 ringgit is only $5 a night. Maybe he's talking about for 2 nights. So anyway, I'm super stoked to have this because it's a good deal for 5. Now their other rooms are pretty cheap too. I'll see if I can snap a picture of it and leave them here. I'll leave the name down below. But I mean, it's got all the essentials. You know, it's got a standing toilet, but you use those so much here. It's got a spigot where the water will come out. That's good enough. Since these are fan only rooms, they're usually cold water showers, but that's all right. Let's do a quick walk around so you know what we're working with here. Okay, we're gonna do a walkthrough. I needed to jiggle the lock a little to get my key out, but that's fine. So there's my front patio. These are the fan rooms. It's actually got, even though it's right here on the street, it's not bad. You know, it's a nice little part of town. You got a really neat section right here in the center, which looks like a miniature mosque or a prayer room. But yeah, it's right in the middle of everything. That's pretty cool. Yeah, a spot to actually wash your hands and feet. before going in. I think that's pretty neat. I haven't ran into one of those yet. A little lounge area. It's got just a really cool feel to it with the bamboo. Nice brand new bamboo chairs. I can't believe this is a really good deal. Yeah, great little lounge area around here. And yeah, one last look. And now we're heading downstairs to where the check-in is. This kind of gives me the Morocco feel. You had my bike's parked inside, so if you guys ever having bicycles, this is a great spot to actually come in. Hey, how you doing, brother? Yeah, it's a really nice spot. You know, and we got a prayer room. Isn't that cool? That's very nice. And one last step outside. See the neighborhood. So that's it. That's where I'm staying for the next few nights until I get everything done. And yeah, it's a cool little section of town. Looks like they have like a little restaurant here too, which is awesome. So it's actually more of the quiet side. So when I came into, got into the city and they loaded us up in the van to take us to the other immigration office to see if that computer worked. That was the whole rundown of the whole thing. You know, they piled us all up because the computer breaks. 4 people, actually, it was 2 people in front of me, 1 person behind, so a total of 4 of us that basically were SOL, you know, crap out of luck because, and so they messed around, and after about 2 hours of actually messing around on it, maybe a little more, they were like, well, let's take them over to the main office or whatever. And but by this time, you know, it's like everything's closing down and customs took off. Well, immigration they don't register your IMEI number on your phone. Immigration doesn't do that. Only customs does that. I didn't know that. So I was like, who's gonna register my phone? And by that time it was too late. And they're like, so I'm still under the assumption that, you know, immigration could do it, but it's not. They're 2 separate departments, I guess. So they ended up loading us all up, shipping us 8 kilometers away. We went in there, but what happened is because the system's so slow, they had to wait until everybody that was working in that office to finish up their work before they could process this. So we didn't even get out of there until like after 8 o'clock. It was 8:30, and we docked at 3 o'clock, right? Was it 3 o'clock? Yeah, I think it was 3 o'clock. So that's basically like, yeah, that's like 5 hours of just basically 5 hours of going through this, all that crap, man. And then I decided, well, there's only two spots that are actually listed as cheap hotels. So when that was all said and done with, by the way, I couldn't film a whole lot of it because they got a little angry when they did see me. I mean, they were very nice. So let me make sure I'm not trying to talk bad about the way that they serviced us. They were very, very nice and very polite. They even bought us dinner, you know. They went out and bought us food and stuff because we were waiting, and they were very concerned and stuff like this. It's not their fault that the equipment was crappy, you know. So by far, it's not. I'm not trying to badmouth the officers at all. They did what they could with the tools that they were working with. It just happened to be the tools they were working with crapped out. So anyway, being around here, there's nowhere to find any cheap accommodations. Well, none that's on Booking.com or Agoda. And the ones that are, they're listed like $3 or $4. They actually want 200,000 rupees, so that's like $12 or something. And so, and if you would read their, you know, their reviews and stuff, they're like, do not book, you know, with these people. They'll keep your money and then try and charge you the 200 anyway by saying that they don't, you know, they want to advertise for cheap, get people in that way. So it's just a bunch of con artists. So after I got on the Telegram and just was dumping out a little of how terrible the day started here in Indonesia, that's when Doug jumped on and said, "Hey, here's where I stayed," and it was only 80,000 ringgit, and he gave me the link. I looked it up, you know, on it. I mean, they're listed, you know, they're listed on Google Maps, but it's like everyone, you know, you have to weed through each one because now they don't use any type of platforms here. They don't use like the Booking.com and the Agoda as much as the other places in Southeast Asia. So you have to weed through one, you know, and it's really, unless someone tells you this is a good spot with decent prices, then you have to manually go by place by place by place by place, and that just takes all day. So yeah, so Doug said, here you go, here's an 80,000. So I looked it up, the prices were listed more or less. Someone took a picture and posted it, which is nice when they do that on Google Maps. And I didn't even wait for Doug to actually, he tried to contact the people here and was waiting for a response. I didn't, because I didn't feel like sleeping in the park. Honestly, the park that I was going to sleep in, that was very crowded and stuff like that. And I was like, well, I can lock up my bike and all this and bring my bags into my tent and stuff. But it would still mean I would have to get up at like 6 in the morning and stuff. And I don't think immigration opens, or customs isn't open until like 10 o'clock or something. So 9 o'clock, I don't remember. So anyway, thank you, Doug. You're the man. You came through. And guys, I'm sorry I rambled so much. I just wanted to, it was one of those days that just turned into crap. And yeah, it's just, it was, but it turned out really good, you know? And that's Celcom Digi actually has roaming packages. So when I'm in Indonesia, I can actually buy roaming. It's like 3-day roaming, 7-day roaming. They're a little more expensive than their regular packages, but at least until I get my phone up and activated, I have with a SIM card here, I have that option. So everything for, you know, wanting to really go crappy actually turned out for the better. And yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad I'm here. And you know, I might even extend it for a night. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and call it quits for right now. I'm going to upload my videos from the last 2 days, and then I'll probably package this one up. And so good night, y'all. And when life gives you lemons, I don't know the rest. All right, guys. Good night.